It is time. Remember, we're streaming live on YouTube, so you can go over to our YouTube channel right now. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, so that way you know whenever we have videos going up, and you can catch replays of all your favorite shows on Smooth. Of course, you can also send us messages. We encourage that. Send us messages to our WhatsApp number, which is 0809 4440981, or tweet at us. Just use the hashtag BusinessExpress981 for this segment.
Thank you, Folu. As I said yesterday, Lagos, with regards to the stock market, if we had fallen by a margin greater than 0.9%, we would officially tip into the negative region, and that's what happened yesterday. We fell by 1.08%. But year-to-date returns is negative 0.4, slightly. It's small, but that's where we are. Role reversal this morning. Taiwo was early.
Actually,
and Fisayo walks in late. Amazing.
Shocking. What's happened? Welcome.
Good morning, gentlemen. Good morning to you both. Good morning. Well, say good morning. Good morning. All right. Let's jump into the stories. Piggy Bank NG. They've raised $1.1 million, not naira. This is dollars. I would get into which exchange rate you use to convert that, but for Piggy. And one of the main things here is most of these funds came from Nigerian investors. Yeah,
I mean that's the first thing that jumped out at me as well. The fact that our Nigerian investors, I think they're beginning to develop appetite. But again, I think it's always been part of their modus operandi. They want to see that the business is generating income first and that it has capacity to scale. And you really can't blame them. They're not as experimental as the guys in Silicon Valley or some other parts of the US. I think that the Nigerian investors have a similar character to the Austin, Texas investors who run the similar MO as well, you know, and also some European investors. So I think it's a good thing. The second thing that jumps out is that they're all ex-Covenant University students.
Yeah, they met at Covenant University. Yep.
Again.
So they all met at the Nigerian University. Yes.
Another thing there again.
Yes.
In there. It's interesting to see that they're trying to acquire a banking license.
They've applied for one with the CBN. That's
I don't know what tier, but what
microfinance.
Microfinance. Yeah.
Okay. I think it's going to tip the scales for them because I think the operational expenses are just going to balloon in itself. They've been running a lean operation. They've been running lean operations the way they have now with Piggy Bank in itself and focusing more on the virtual side engagement. And you could see through the article the guy saying that look, they've not really done any above the line marketing, which means they're not done any billboards, not really done any radio ads or TV ads in itself, you know. But by the time they scale into microfinance in itself, and microfinance is usually the bound or regional, so they're going to have a lot more in terms of load. I mean, I could be wrong, but it's never, it won't be just a microfinance that you run in just one small corner in itself that runs like that there. I know it affords them a lot more opportunities, you know, but the point is, do they really, I don't know. I guess they've looked at their business model, and I wish them luck. That's all.
Speaking of the business model, for those that wonder, I want to help them out with the business model, as far as how Piggy Bank works.
Okay, so what Piggy Bank does is mop up savings from people, right? Lock those savings up, restrict access to it, and then invest those monies in treasury bills. I mean, government securities that are safe and secure, and at the end they spread between what they promise. We say between 6 to
10%, so 10.9.
Yeah, earn as high as 12. I mean, depending on what instruments they're investing in, and they spread in between that. So that's how they currently make money. But again, talking about the microfinance bank license, again, on the long run, I believe savings in itself is difficult to sustain, especially when competition seems to be going into that particular space. So having a microfinance bank license offers you that opportunity to be able to lend, and I mean, it just gives you that regulatory cover because CBN can just wake up someone. I mean, CBN is threatening that fintech is a threat to the banks, right? So you just want to be on the side of regulators. So I think it's important they have some regulatory cover over what they do, whether it's SEC or the CBN. So I think they've clearly chosen the CBN. And then run the microfinance bank again. You can run a sports microfinance bank and lay it on digitally. So only that, yes, you have that microfinance bank license, which you do your regulatory reporting to the CBN. However, you still continue to mop up liquidity like the way you're doing it currently. So it doesn't necessarily change a lot of implementation costs, except for regulatory imposed costs. So it means that you have to hire a certain type of MD, you have to hire a certain type of CFO, because regulations require you to have some of those kind of people. So that for me is the only biggest change to their business.
Okay. Interesting. 60% they've been over the last 12 months. He says they've been growing about, I think, 20 to 30% month on month in growth, and 60% of their users are millennials, according to what they're stating.
When it comes to tech, the month on month growth rate, it means you can move from 1 to 3. That's you've tripled growth in a month. So it doesn't necessarily mean anything. Let's say the actual numbers move from 1,000 to 1,200. Then we can actually understand what their growth is.
All right, but it seems like a lot of young people seem to be their main customer.
I mean, definitely that's the thing. So because they're the ones that they are the target customers anyway,
right?
So
this is a mobile thing. All right, you guys check out Piggy Bank and see what you think.
I also worry a bit about. I want to know. I'd be curious to know what their repeats, who their repeat customers are, because it's also important.
Okay.
So one-off customers are good, but repeat customers actually are important to keep the business going.
All right, sports now. The BBC wants to run their first come first serve ultra high definition trial during the World Cup, also a virtual reality. What do we think about this? They're using their iPlayer platform and partnering with Oculus, Google, a number of other virtual reality companies in order to have people who can actually watch the World Cup from a virtual reality box in the stadium and also go right behind the goal. What do you think? It seems really, really innovative. It's a trial thing that they're testing out for next month.
It's a. Does it really concern us in this country?
Fisayo, what do you think? Fisayo, let's move on.
No.
Fisayo, what you think?
I haven't finished. What's wrong with
okay, go ahead.
So, but I think BBC has been at the forefront of developing technology. In 2012, I went to do a course there, and I found out that actually that was before the Olympics, the 2012 Olympics and so forth. And I found out that they were doing quite a lot of innovative stuff that people are really not necessarily aware of in itself. So I'm not surprised it's coming out of their stables. I mean, they've got an army of intelligent young. You'd be amazed at how young, the guys who run these things are actually at the BBC. So they're really reinventing themselves, not minding whether it's a government-run organization and stuff. So I'm not surprised at all. There's a ton of stuff.
I'm seeing if they're testing this now for 20 on virtual reality experience to watch the World Cup.
It's an interesting experience for the viewers. I mean, I just want to be able to see, okay, like let me understand what happened between. If you had that kind of view with Champions League final, you can see how how what's it called? They pulled Salah's hand.
Yeah.
Bill's bicycle kick, right?
And I can also see how maybe Karius was just looking at Bill's shot, like what was he thinking?
Right.
So again, just interesting feel for the viewers, and I think it's interesting.
We got messages coming in already. Pappy K says Taiwo forget with a monthly flat rate of about 4% lending rate multiplied by 12 months with cheap deposits. They're in for a killing, I think he means. And they are big in the virtual space already. I do believe talking about Piggy Bank. While we've got this one in from somebody with no name. Can you put your name to your messages, please? We'll come back to that. Names to messages. All right, let's move on.
Edo State is launching a state-backed innovation hub, which is supposed to kick off on the 14th of this month. It is part of their Edo Jobs initiative. Governor Obaseki says he wants to, this is part of his plan to create 200,000 jobs in the state. They are partnering with some big wigs, Tech for Dev, Microsoft, Impact Hub, Hotels NG, a number of other partners. I think Siemens is also there as well. What do we think? They're going to be doing training, AI, digital literacy, a whole number of things. It's state backed. That's my own thing. Although they're partnering with the private sector. So what do we think?
I think that I heard for a while now that the state has been trying to take advantage of the youth population and try to get them engaged. And they're looking in the direction of technology. So I think it's a good step. I think the fact that they have strong partnerships like this also makes it more compelling for people to be worried about is what happens to these guys. So without knowledge, without application is useless. So what's the market after for these guys after? How do they get employed? What do they get doing? So it's beyond learning the theory, but how do they apply that theory or what they've learned?
And can they apply it in Edo State? I mean, not
necessarily. So we need to understand. So we keep talking tech. This is a tech show. We keep talking about something. You really can work from anywhere. The developers that are starting $3,000 a month. So it's they can sit anywhere. And do whatever it is they want to do there. The benefit for me, which is one of the things I said time and time again, is that look, I think Lagos is too expensive to be running these kinds of academies and this educational outposts. We need to look at states like Edo State, other places like Ondo State or your state and so on and so forth. There's a lot more compelling argument to run those programs there, and you've got the population to support it.
All right, real quick, Fisayo, let's come to you. Taxify has secured $175 million in funding. 174 million more than Piggy Bank, I know, but it's still this is Taxify. It's pretty big. Basis for I know. I shouldn't. I'm just throwing out the dollars here, but it's massive. Most of it is coming from Daimler, who owns Mercedes-Benz. Their valuation comes to $1 billion. Unicorn. I mean, your thoughts?
It's not Nigerian unicorn.
Exactly.
It's Estonian unicorn.
Estonia, Europe.
Fine.
What do you think?
I think the most important phrase of this story that I love to show is that the CEO has no shame. He said something about him being a second mover. Like our strategy is to be the second mover. Right. How do we do this? We allow a first mover to go into a market, open up that market, and we just enter that same market
and crash the prices,
undercut the first mover. And it says this to the price. Like, we have no shame. This is what we do.
That's what
There's no point. I mean, paying for that lesson to learn about Nigeria and Kenya and all of this. Let someone do it first, and then I'll come back and take market, which I think is interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I love that about him, because he said, look, that why do we have to go through all the regulatory hassles, pay all the licensing fees, pay all of this, and all these legal battles? So let somebody else go through all that stress, and then we'll just come in. And so,
so we've got the names have come in. Yes, Princess May. This is how I roll. She says Piggy Bank is making a mistake. There's a minimum structure required to run an MFB. Their operating and staff expenses are simply going to balloon, and the regulatory restrictions, bad movement, says Princess May. While Jeff says that would be cool for people who are interested in VR. I do believe
virtual reality. Yes. Okay, cool.
And Woozy asks, so which stocks would you consider as good bargains right now?
Woozy, we've done that all week. Monday, tune in Money Monday with Ugodri. We'll talk about stocks on Monday, but there's lots of bargains out there. The tier 1 banks, for example, real quick, Uganda is imposing they're going forward with this thing. Their parliament has passed their quote unquote WhatsApp tax, which is supposed to tax people for using Facebook, WhatsApp, so on and so forth. The president. Yeah, he's calling it. He's saying that social media is being used for gossip. You got 20 seconds. Your thoughts on the tax? Do we need to comment on this thing?
I think they need to legislate other things. This is just
guys, I appreciate you coming in. Taiwo making history today for coming in real quick. Oh, real quick. A robot stood in line for a student who was in a hospital for her graduation in Alabama. I tweeted it yesterday. We'll retweet it on the Smooth FM handle so you can check it out. She was sick and they put an iPad on the thing and then it moved across the graduation stage while she was in the hospital. Really, really cool stuff. Guys, thank you so much for joining us today. Appreciate it. And appreciate all your messages, Princess May, Your Royal Highness, and everybody else out there.
And some of us don't have lights. Robots is queuing. Okay. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Coming up next, 7 o'clock, Frankly Speaking with Muyiwa Afolabi. Then at 7:30, detailed newspaper analysis inside of Freshly Pressed. Don't miss it. Go to YouTube now, hit the subscribe button, and it will alert you once we go live. Stay with us, Lagos.